There's an ongoing debate about the future of the automobile. Aligned on one side are proponents of the internal combustion engine. On the other side are proponents of EVs. The debate has been civil, but there are many supposed facts and more than a few unproven claims that require examination. Here's how we'll proceed. First, we'll present the most common anti-EV statements or claims and then provide a brief examination of them. And where appropriate, a brief rebuttal. The statements or claims that question the efficacy of EV technology, functionality, or cost are often made in good faith in an attempt to wade through the hype and get to a core understanding of which technology offers the best road forward. Let's begin with the most common criticism. Probably the first criticism you'll encounter is EVs just don't have enough range. It's true that ICE vehicles can travel farther because a refueling infrastructure for ICE cars is ubiquitous. The question is, how often does the average driver need that range? The answer, not often. The average driver in the US drives about 15,000 miles a year. The significant majority of those miles are spent commuting, an average of under 46 miles round trip to work, running errands, and taking relatively short trips of under 100 miles. Small BEVs can easily accommodate the commute along with local errands, and large BEVs can accommodate it all. Are there times when more range might be needed? Sure. But for most situations in travel, even a small BEV will work just fine. And besides, over the next 5 years, EV battery capacity will grow, and so will the range of EVs. A corollary to the range argument is the EV charging infrastructure is weak. I can't travel long distances with an EV. It is true that small EVs have limited range, but they're not intended to be used to travel long distances. But for larger EVs, the distance argument is becoming weaker every year. Currently, there are over 30,000 public chargers in the USA, well over 200 Tesla superchargers along interstates. In fact, the Tesla Model S can travel from Miami to Boston, San Francisco to Los Angeles, or even cross-country from Los Angeles to New York using superchargers that are convenient and free to Tesla owners. Further infrastructure and build-out is required, but rapid progress is being made, and most of it is coming from the private sector. And still another corollary. EVs are only good for short commutes. Actually, that's not true, although smaller EVs currently are considered city cars. But even if it were true, in the United States, people commute 900 billion miles each year and consume about 30 billion gallons of gas, of which, according to the EPA, 2.3 billion are wasted sitting in traffic. Even if EVs could only be used for commuting, just think about the billions of gallons of gasoline and tens of millions of tons of pollutants that could be eliminated. Because the capacity of EV batteries and the debate about range are intertwined, there's this related argument. Batteries won't progress quickly enough. They use lithium, and that's in short supply, and besides, it's very difficult to reduce costs. Not really. Only 20% of the world's known lithium reserves are enough to power 1.5 billion cars. In 10 years, costs measured in dollars per kilowatt hour have dropped by 50%. In the next 10 years, they're projected to decrease by another 50%. At $100 to $200 per kilowatt hour, what the electric vehicle premium, the added cost of that is associated with batteries, goes away. Tesla Motors is developing a gigafactory that has a realistic expectation of producing batteries at or near that price point. Then there's the price tag argument. EVs cost a lot more upfront than equivalent ICE vehicles. It's true that today you pay an upfront premium due to the high cost of EV batteries. Like most new tech, the prices for early adopters are relatively high when compared to old tech. But over the life of the EV, you wind up saving more than you pay as a premium due to significant fuel cost savings and reduced costs for maintenance and repair. And over time, the premium will disappear as battery costs drop and sale volume increases. We haven't yet considered many anti-EV arguments that address the vehicle itself, batteries, safety, the grid, the environment, and the future. But we'll do that in parts 2 and 3 of this EVU mini course.